What do you think? Was glaubst du? Which one is correct? Morgen gehe ich nach, zu, in, zur oder zum Post. And which preposition do you have to use if you want to describe something or somebody nearby or at a location? Let's talk about die Dativ-Präpositionen zu und bei. Let's start with zu. Zu in English is this to if you're going somewhere. So important features are, it's a preposition of direction. This means it indicates a movement from A to B. And it stands mostly before names, professions or locations. Zum Beispiel, machen wir ein Beispiel. Ich gehe zu Paul oder ich gehe zu Anna. I'm going to Paul or I'm going to Anna. Oder ich gehe zum Arzt. Ich gehe zum Arzt, I go to the doctor. Zum is the combination of the preposition zu plus the dative article, definite article dem becomes zum. Oder ein Beispiel mit feminin. Ich gehe zur Uni. Ich gehe zur Uni, I'm going to the university. Zu, again, a combination of preposition zu plus the dative definite article der. Zur Uni. So important, zu is always used if I'm moving toward those locations. I'm moving toward Anna, to the doctor, or toward the university. Bei, on the other hand, is this at, or also with or nearby. And important features here are, it's mostly used as a local preposition. It indicates a location. And also it stands mostly before names, professions and locations. So we take the same examples we just did with zu, now with bei. Ich bin bei Paul oder ich bin bei Anna. I'm at Paul's oder I'm at Anna's place. Ich bin beim Arzt. I'm at the doctor's. Here again, beim is the combination of the preposition bei plus the dative article, definite article dem. Und ich bin an der Uni, I'm at the university, meaning again this bei is used if you are at these places. Now there is another way or helping trick to distinguish which one you have to use. So for zu, we always use moving verbs, verbs of movement. Zum Beispiel gehen, fahren, kommen. Ich gehe zu Paul, ich fahre zur Post oder ich komme zu Lisa ein bisschen später. Bei, on the other hand, is used only with non-moving verbs. For example, sein, arbeiten oder essen. Ich bin bei Paul, ich arbeite bei der Post oder ich esse bei Lisa. So this is an important feature, something you have to remember. Whenever you use this zu, you have to use it with a verb which is moving. You cannot say ich bin zu Lisa. This wouldn't work. You have to say ich gehe, ich fahre, ich komme, always moving from A to B. And with bei, you cannot use a moving verb. So this is important to remember. Another trick is you can always answer those questions. For zu, you can answer the question to wohin. Wohin is where to. And wohin gehst du? Answer, ich gehe zu Paul. And for bei, you answer the question wo, where. Wo bist du? Ich bin bei Paul. Alright, let's do some examples. Machen wir ein paar Beispiele. And for this, we take our good old friend Paul. Paul lives in this corner of the city here, and tomorrow he has a very busy day. He has to go and visit a lot of location in this city. Am Morgen geht zum Bäcker. Am Morgen geht zum Bäcker. In the morning he goes to the bakery. Beim Bäcker kauft ein Brot. Beim Bäcker kauft ein Brot. At the bakery, he buys a bread. And then he goes on. Dann geht auf den Markt. Dann geht auf den Markt. Here a special thing, marked, you see this auf den, this is kind of an exception. You can say ich gehe zum Markt, it's not wrong, more common use is though auf den. Why? Because Markt is this Marktplatz. Platz is a square, any kind of square we use auf. Ich gehe auf den Markt, ich gehe auf den Platz. Und dann, auf dem Markt kauft er frisches Obst. Auf dem Markt kauft er frisches Obst. On the market he buys fresh fruit. And then he goes on. Danach geht er zur Post. Danach geht er zur Post. Afterwards he goes to the post office. And what is he doing there? Bei der Post kauft er Briefmarken. Bei der Post kauft er Briefmarken. At the post office he is going to buy stamps. And then it's almost noon and he's getting hungry. Dann fährt er mit dem Bus zu einem Restaurant. Dann fährt er mit dem Bus zu einem Restaurant. Then he takes the bus to a restaurant. Im Restaurant isst er zu Mittag. Im Restaurant isst er zu Mittag. Here we have this in preposition because he's actually inside the restaurant and he's eating inside. That's why we say im Restaurant. And here this zu Mittag, don't confuse it with zu as a preposition. Here it's not a preposition, it's a kind of fixed expression. Zu Mittag essen, zu Abend essen, to have dinner or to have lunch. Gut, was macht er nach dem Mittagessen? Nach dem Mittagessen geht er zum Friseur. After lunch, he goes to the hairstylist. But since, you see, Paul has not a lot of hair on his head, therefore, he's not gonna actually cut his hair. His last couple hairs he's left, he is gonna drink a coffee. Beim Friseur trinkt er einen Kaffee. Beim Friseur trinkt er einen Kaffee. At the hairstylist, he drinks a coffee. Nach dem Kaffee geht er zum Bahnhof. Nach dem Kaffee geht er zum Bahnhof. After the coffee, he goes to the train station. And what's he doing there? Dort holt er seine Frau ab. Dort holt er seine Frau ab. There he picks up his wife. And then what they do? Danach fahren sie mit der U-Bahn zu Peter. Danach fahren sie mit der U-Bahn zu Peter. Afterwards they take the metro and go to Peter. Und bei Peter, was machen sie dort? Bei Peter essen sie zu Abend. Er hat Geburtstag. Bei Peter essen sie zu Abend. Er hat Geburtstag. They have dinner at Peter's place. It's his birthday. Bonus-Tipp. Zu oder nach oder in. They all mean to in English. Which one you have to use? First, zu is the most common one, the most important, the most used one. Nach is used only for countries and cities, almost only. These are the most common situations when you use nach is for countries and cities. This is a very common mistake. And it's like you don't say, ich gehe nach Post, ich gehe nach Einkaufen, ich gehe nach Paul. Only for countries and cities. Ich fahre oder ich gehe nach Deutschland, ich gehe nach Berlin, and so on. And in is used if you go inside of a building. Inside, this means you actually really are inside of the house of this building. Ich gehe in die Post. You can say, of course, it's not wrong if you say ich gehe zur Post. The difference here is if I say ich gehe zur Post means I'm going to the post office, but we actually don't know if I'm going inside or not. I'm just nearby. If I say ich gehe in die Post, then it's clear I'm going inside of the post office. So more common is to here as well. If a friend asks you and you are far away from the post office, a friend asks you, hey, was machst du? Wohin gehst du? Then you say, ich gehe zur Post. Most probably you go inside, but we actually don't know 100%. If you are right in front of the post and you're meeting your friend there, and then he asks you, wohin gehst du? Then you say, ich gehe in die Post. Because you're already there, you don't have to say, ich gehe zur Post. So you are there and you go inside, then you have to use this in. And the second situation where you use in is also this too, but for countries with articles. For example, ich gehe in die Schweiz. Ich fahre in die Schweiz. Ich fliege in die USA. So nach for cities and countries, in if you go actually really inside of the building, and for everything else use zu. And if you want to know more about these prepositions of directions, all of them, all the important ones with detailed information, watch this video right here. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen, bis zum nächsten Mal, auf Wiedersehen und tschüss.